Yeah, so it all started with a company called Decent, basically the company that was one of the first blockchain companies in the world. And they built their own blockchain technology, their own blockchain platform. And they realized it's a great platform, very powerful, exactly for game distribution. So they figured, why not something, where we can publish and distribute games.
I'm actually come from another country, China. The way here I see the community, the events we have, I see the really potential of how the developers really embrace new trending technology like a blockchain. It's 5 years ago, China be, once haven't become the biggest one of the biggest market. We had this indie developing communities that will be small team making good games, but they had no channels like Dell described. They had a very high transaction fees, a very long time for the money to receive the money from channels. I believe the Alex blockchain technology will dramatically change the roles, the game of the roles, and really encourage the local indie players to focus on developing the games, focus on the creative idea instead of worry about like the cash in, the cash flow, the turnaround, such a thing. It is a really good opportunity for developers here.
One of the big problems here is for small game developers in Vietnam, small game publishing houses, it takes them a long time to get paid for their games. And you can imagine the amount of effort that goes in. I know people that have spent 2 or 3 years of a whole studio time developing a game, and it still takes them months and months and months to get paid. Blockchain is a technology that we can use to make very fast settlements on payments. So it's specifically aimed at micro payments. So I can make very small payments, a 50 cent or a $1 payment, and not have a high transaction fee, and have that payment settled all the way around the world very quickly. I don't know if you know how long it takes to send money from Vietnam to Europe or from Hong Kong to America, but it's a very long time. And blockchain is going to cut all that time out and really disrupt, especially in the micropayments area, the in-game payments, really disrupt that whole payments technology worldwide. I think the answer for that is yes, and the proof of that is that Vietnamese developed games already have breached the international market. We saw, in the last few years with Flappy Bird, that was a huge success. But remember that even some games that we don't know of or think of as being developed in Vietnam are developed in Vietnam. We've got big game studios here developing games for the international market under the banners of big companies like Garena and Tencent and EA and Microsoft are all having those games developed, or at least partially developed, here in Vietnam. So the answer is absolutely yes, and it's still continuing.